terrific night.
Yeah, it was nice for the supporters that came. They looked fairly full in the stand there, so that was nice, and they made it a nice little atmosphere because everyone likes seeing goals. And whereas you can't really relax, it was just nice that we got the first goal. I know they got the second one, but once we got our second and our third, then it was a night where the boys could pick up on their confidence. And I felt that we did that because they're no mugs, they haven't got to this stage being a bad side, and these are potential premiership players. But I thought we sort of demoralised them in the end. It was difficult for them to keep busy and keep lively, and when they went sort of 4, 5, 6 goals down. So I'm sure they've all got good futures. But I was pleased with our group. It's a relatively new group, and some of them come up very, very well today, including some of our older group.
Before the game, you said, I like Diego Di Girolamo, and I think the fans will too. And that's a good start, isn't it?
Well, of course it is. Sometimes people have got to be a bit patient with new players. And if you look out there, and there's a lot of bubbles, and there's a lot of going to be a lot of miscontrols and a lot of miss-hits along the way, and that don't mean to say people are bad players. It's just how it is. But you've got to try and make the opposition be the ones that are making more mistakes than you are. But I was pleased with everybody. And to just the one goal that was quite early, but after that I thought we looked very, very strong in front of our goal.
And you made the point that as the goals started to go in, you could see the pattern and the confidence started to come back.
Yeah, I think so. It was, and we started finding people that were finding space and working hard. And as you said, I don't know if I answered your last question, but Diego's very dangerous, and give him a chance and he'll show us what he can do. He's definitely a goal scorer, but I think I've heard people say about Billy as well. That comes with our best top strikers playing in midfield. Well, Billy's got that role where he can get in late and fast, because when he plays as a striker, sometimes he ends up on the right wing, and so we've stuck him in there because his work ethic. But also Billy's got a real good spotter's badge about him. He can actually spot a pass, and I think he'll do well for us in that position.
And in many ways, just a great night, because not only does Diego get a hat-trick, but Billy scores, and of course Amari scores as well. Yeah,
it was good, and Amari did well to give Diego his hat-trick, because Amari was in there and he pulled it back for him. Everybody seems to be getting on with each other at the moment, not just because of the win, but during training in the week. We did have an intense week, we did. And I said, if you come out of this, then it could be the beginning of something. And to be fair to them, every single one of them came out of it. And so credit to them, and then they put in a performance like they did. And every single one of them affected the game today. I thought every single one of them affected the game. Callum played well in goal. He had a couple of difficult ones that he had to deal with, and he dealt with them well. His kicking was good, so he'll be pleased.
And in many ways an obvious thing, but it must be a huge boost for everybody as you go into the league games coming in.
Well, yeah, it's we can't have a party tonight and think we've cracked it. We've got a side. Accrington are going to be strong, as far as they beat Luton last week, didn't they? So we know they've got strengths. But we have got to go into the game full of confidence that we can pass it, we can score goals today. But I thought the work rate was very good, and we did look strong at the back despite having 3 new lads. There was the odd bobble that was miss it. But no, listen, I'm going to go home happy in the fact that we did what we had to do tonight.
You mentioned before the game that you're still looking to add a couple of new faces. Do you think they'll be around for Saturday?
They might be. I hope so, because the quicker that the squad grows in not just confidence but in numbers, because we haven't got Pelly for the next 2 league games, and you see tonight what a big player he is for us, not only in height but in standard, and he played his part tonight. So we're going to have to find something in there that does what he does.
And the competition obviously has had its critics, but one thing that is valuable is the money. 20,000 tonight, and then next Saturday, next Tuesday, 40,000 potentially against Bradford.
Well, Bradford again will be a different kettle of fish, I should think. Bradford will be looking at the 40 grand, but I should think somebody like Bradford will be looking at the final. You know, because they're, what are they, second, third in the league in the first division, so they're one of the favourites, I would have thought, to win this competition. So that would be a good one. But yeah, it's good that I like games when they come Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday. But we got to make sure we've got a squad big enough to cope with those games in the second part of the season. You know, all the Saturdays, Tuesday, Saturdays, and if games are cancelled, which if the cold weather comes in, then suddenly you get a backup of games. You know, and we've still got the lads up the road to play on this yet a few times. You know, so it's there's every chance that, you know, we can have quite a few games in the latter part of the season.
Gary, thanks so much.
No problem, thank you.
Gary, is that just what the doctor ordered in terms of just getting everybody back down to sort of calmness and a bit of enjoyment about the games again?
The feeling of winning, you know, don't matter who you beat and how you beat them, it was the feeling of winning, scoring goals. I think it was important, you know, you never get a second chance to create a first impression. I thought a couple of the new lads created a decent first impression, and Diego had to wait for this week his second chance to create a first impression. But he did, and what the good thing is, I want the supporters to see that there is quality in our group, and you listen to the Leicester boys, and they were very complimentary of how we played, the way we played, and that's always nice coming from you know, a club like Leicester, who after all these lads are, you know, a club that won the Premiership last year. I'm not saying they wasn't in the team, but they're potentially, this is the club they're at to play at that level. So they're no mugs.
You mentioned the word needing to refresh and recharge things.
Yeah.
Do you feel you've got your refreshed group already, even with just 4 over the line and 3 in this team today?
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. It's the result has refreshed us all, that's for sure. But the Checkered Trade Trophy's been pretty good to us, hasn't it? You know, we've got our wins in that. I'm going to have to make out that Accrington's the next round of the Checkered Trade Trophy, and we might do better, and then Bradford, then Plymouth. But yeah, so I'm pleased for the boys because they're all in there. It's been a little while. I know a couple of weeks ago we beat Morecambe, but I think we'd lost 3 games, and we didn't really feel we played as bad as the games looked with the result. And yeah, some of them have picked up their game, and it's took them this week to get their game and put it all in the same game together.
Just on Diego, do you think he can be the real difference maker, especially the second goal, a goal from nothing, just a spark from nowhere?
Well, that is it, and those players win your games, you know, because they get that goal like he scored out there. Actually, I just got a text from my son, and he said he's recalling him. But, anyway, I'll reply to him in a minute. So yeah,
willing to tell us what you're going to say to him?
Well, to be fair, he knows what Diego's got as well. He knows that, and but he can't risk that at the moment in the championship. But I promised him that I'll give him back a championship player when his time's up with us.
Thank you, Gary.
No problem.